Snowpocalypse 2017. Check that action out. Okay, look at that. Got a little snow in the beard even. Festive. Driving in the snowstorm here. Today it's got some rain and some snow. I think it's funny this time every year people get so upset about the quote-unquote snow that we have. When I used to live in Tennessee, like it would literally be feet of snow that would be falling, and I would have to go to school or I'd have to go to work anyway. They wouldn't cancel school up there because they were just used to snow. I think it's funny down here how we have snow. Maybe it just begins to get a dusting on the ground and everybody freaks out. Bread and milk is gone, all of it. But it really depends on your perspective. I was thinking about that today. I was thinking about, this storm. As I was praying for all of you today and just pondering this, the Lord dropped this in my heart. He said, everybody goes through storms. And I think my last devotion was on storms too. So it's been kind of a stormy year, I think, for a lot of us. He just dropped this perspective in my heart that I wanted to share with you because, we look out at the roads and we worry about slipping and crashing, or we're about losing control. And my little girl walks up to the window and sees the snow, and she has a completely different perception of the storm. She's actually thankful for the storm. When a child looks at snow, the only thing they see is fun. The only thing they see is the wonder of the storm. The only thing they see is the beauty and the power of the storm. And the way that they respond to the storm is completely different than those of us who might have developed reasons to fear the storm. Simon Peter was in a storm with a lot of the other disciples, but his perspective was different because his eyes were on Jesus. And Simon Peter is the only disciple who had the privilege of walking on water. He didn't make the storm bigger than God. Jesus wants us to focus on the enjoyment of the storm. I know that sounds funny, but the enjoyment of the storm. There can be enjoyment in a storm. The other disciples were sitting in the boat and they're all freaking out and they're all cowering in the boat, and Simon Peter decides he's going to get out and walk on water. And for a brief moment, everybody is like, "Well, Peter failed because he sank." But in reality, Simon Peter was the only disciple that got to have the mind-blowing experience of physically walking on water. The fact of the matter is that Jesus is bigger than the storm, and what he wants us to experience in the storm is miracles. Ask God to show you the miracle, because there's a miracle coming to you today. I believe that 100%, that when we walk through times like these, when we walk through stormy times, there's always a miracle. Jesus will not let you sink. You're not going down, you're going up, and you're going to have a story to tell on the other side of this, that you got to do the miraculous. Because God hasn't called us to just watch him do the miraculous, but he's called us to do the miraculous with him. We are called as children of God to look into the storm with wonder, with anticipation, with joy, seeing the beauty in it, accepting the challenge, and seizing the opportunity to be a part of the miraculous. And that perspective gives you the ability, through Jesus, to do things that are otherwise impossible.